Just pause for a moment. Yes, right now. Breathe with me. Something scared is calling you. And it's not just another message, it's not just another word on the secret. It's me, your own divine ego, whispering from the heavens like a secret meant only for your heart. You subscribe to so many things, updates, alerts, reminders, but this is a soul of subscription, a holy nudes, a divine pop-up written just for you before you were even born. You skipped this before. I know. You look at the date, 14th July, and move on, thinking it was just another ordinary day. But, beloved, this date holds something unexpected, something so holy. It waited years to find you ready, and now here you are. Please don't scroll this time. Don't hurt God by skipping it again. Archangel Michael himself is stretching across the veil, and heaven won't rest until you hear what he has to say.
Beloved soul, I've come for you before, on soft nights, in silence, through dreams that felt too real, too powerful to be random. I called you through the pulse of time itself, and yet you skipped. You scrolled, you turned away, thinking you'd come back later. But soul of light, there is no later for this message. This is the now that heaven marked. This is the 14th of July, and the scroll of destiny opens only once on this date in this form. Why now? Because something you cannot see is already moving. Quiet, sudden, unexplainable, yet so divine it's going to shift the sky inside your life. Heaven is holding its breath, waiting for you to open the seal of this message. And once you do, everything around you begins to change. Doors you've knocked on for years without answer are about to open, not by force, but by presence. Your presence. You're remembering. There's a reason you felt this pull to open this today. There's a reason you're still reading. You were never meant to miss this moment again. I'm Archangel Michael, the guardian of truth, protector of divine timing, and today I'm here for you. I come wrapped, not in thunder, but in tenderness. And yet my wings carry the strength to overturn anything blocking your path. You've been carrying weight on your shoulders that isn't yours to hold. Guilt that was never yours to own. Pain inherited through time. Doubts soaked in silence. But here's what heaven knows about you. You were always chosen to rise, and you were never meant to rise alone. You've whispered to the sky in nights you forgot how to pray. You've wept in rooms where no one saw. You've begged for signs that never arrived when you thought you needed them most. But what if I told you you didn't miss the signs? You were the sign. You're the walking miracle you've been waiting for. Now, don't look away. Don't brush this off. Something sudden is already being written into your story. Something divine and impossible to explain. It's not coming someday. It's not coming next month. It's circling now. And your soul, your eternal self, knew you would need this message today to prepare. This is the sacred arrival. You feel it, don't you? That strange stirring in your chest right now, that's not just your heart beating. That's your soul remembering something, a frequency you haven't heard in years or maybe lifetimes. I'm not just speaking words, I'm awakening timelines. Timelines where you were powerful. Timelines where you walked with angels, not just believed in them. Timelines where your name echoed through light itself. You are not late to your destiny. You are just on time for a miracle. I've watched you on nights when you felt like disappearing, and heaven grieved. Not because you were lost, but because you forgot how seen you really are. You've carried burdens that would have broken warriors. You faced days that tried to erase your fire, but still, somehow, you got up. And that rising was worship. That getting up was warfare. That breath was prophecy. And now I need you to understand this clearly. You didn't survive for no reason. Heaven doesn't keep records of small lives. It keeps records of chosen ones. And beloved, your name has never been forgotten here. Something is forming behind the veil, and it is not small. It is swift, unexpected, unexplainable, and yet it's been promised to you since before you ever took your first breath. That's why today matters. That's why the 14th of July keeps pulling your energy. That's why you're still reading. You can't unknow this now. You've touched a frequency. You've opened the scroll. This message has already sealed its light inside your timeline. Don't look back anymore. Don't wonder if you're being delusional. You're not. You're being awakened. You see, this is not about convincing your logic. This is about remembering your divinity. You knew me once in the halls of heaven before the noise of earth wrapped around your voice. You and I spoke of this time. We made promises. You said, when I'm down there, remind me. Remind me who I am. Remind me when I forget. And so I am here, on assignment, on time, and in truth. And I say to you now, the forgetting is over. This life isn't broken, it's blooming. What feels like confusion is actually sacred construction. The doors that closed were divine redirection. The silence you mistook for abandonment was heaven rearranging timelines so your miracle could meet you in alignment, not just in desperation. Every delay on purpose, every detour, protected path. Every heartbreak, training ground for divine capacity. I mean, you're reading this now. This exact moment was written to anchor your next awakening, because what's coming won't wait for your fear. It will only respond to your yes. Say yes now. Say yes even if you're scared. Say yes even if you don't understand yet. Say yes because your soul already has. You've already crossed thresholds in the spirit. You're just catching up here in form. The sudden shift is close, so close, it will not wait for you to be ready. It will wait only for you to be willing. A divine surprise is coded into your July. Not next year, not years from now. this one, this moment, this very chapter. That's why you feel the pull. That's why your heart is racing. That's why this message is arriving now, because heaven is not late. It's perfectly timed. But I need your alignment. I need your yes. Because once you say it, the angels move. You've always wondered why some days feel too heavy for no reason. Why your chest feels tight when nothing is wrong. Why certain dates stir you even if you can't explain why. That's not coincidence. That's memory. Memory that isn't stored in your mind, but in your soul. 14 July is not just a day, it's a gate. And this gate only opens to the ones who are still searching for what the world never gave them: divine completion. The kind that can't be undone by heartbreak, rejection, or delay. You're not crazy for feeling that something is coming. You're right. It is. And it's not just something, it's everything you've been asking for in whispers and tears. That's why I've been trying to reach you. That's why you kept hearing my name even when you didn't know why. I've stood at the edges of your reality, waiting for your yes. Because the moment you read this and feel it, not just with your mind, but with your soul, you unlock access, not to something new, but something ancient, something already yours. You are not waiting on miracles. Miracles are waiting on your remembrance. And I, Archangel Michael, come not just with words. I come with keys. Keys to release timelines that have been held back. Keys to soften the pain you didn't know how to name. Keys to awaken the warrior light inside you that never went out. It only dimmed under the noise of this world. I come to remind you of your part in the divine, because whether you believe it yet or not, you are part of a plan that cannot fail. Now hear this part clearly. The breakthrough you're aching for will not come through force. It will come through frequency, the vibration of your surrender, not the tension of your struggle. That's why it hasn't arrived yet, not because you're unworthy, but because you're still trying to do it alone, still trying to solve what was never meant to be a puzzle. This was never about figuring it out. This was about feeling it in. Everything is energy, and your energy is changing. Right now, as you read this, your field is shifting, your past is peeling, your future is rewriting itself. You are being realigned with miracles that could never land while you were still living in survival. But now you're awakening. You're rising into a different agreement with life. No more begging, no more bargaining. You are reclaiming your seat at the divine table. And the moment you choose it fully, heaven rushes in to match that vibration. It has to. It's law. The energy of your yes commands movement in realms unseen. And beloved, heaven is already moving. That strange stirring you've been feeling this week, that tension between your old life and your next one, that's not anxiety, that's prophecy. That's the timeline you prayed for, trying to break through the walls of who you used to be. Don't fight it, let it burn. Let the parts of you that were only built for survival fall away. Let the ego that was trained to perform, defend, and control take a seat, because your soul, the real you, is ready to lead. You're stepping into a season where pretending won't work anymore, where surface success will bore you. where half truths won't satisfy. You're being summoned into the deep because what's coming to you is deep. Love that wrecks your doubt, provision that cancels your fear, alignment that feels like home, connections that know your soul before they know your name. That's what this message is preparing you for. That's what I've been trying to tell you time after time. But this time, this one, you opened it, and that changes everything. Do you feel it now? The air around you thick with presence? That's not imagination, that's activation. That's what happens when your spirit agrees with a word that was already yours. So don't ask for more signs. This is the sign. This is the angelic interruption your soul cried out for in silence. Now I need you to decide. Not just hope, not just wonder, decide. Heaven will not override your free will. I cannot force miracles into your life. I can only align them with your yes. I stand ready. The scroll is open. The angels are positioned. Say it now out loud or in your heart. I receive what is mine. I say yes to what is holy. I remember who I am. The 14th of July isn't a coincidence. It's coded with completion. In the heavens, it marks the end of delay and the beginning of sudden alignment for you. Everything you've lost sleep over is already being healed. The connections that ghosted you, the blessings that slipped through your fingers, the years that felt wasted, none of it is lost. All of it is being reworked in the background by divine intelligence. But you must stay open. Don't scroll away this time. Don't rush back to the noise. Let this message soak into your body. Let it crack something open inside you. This is not motivation. This is remembrance. And I promise you, what's about to happen will make sense of every unanswered prayer. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming. Continuing now. Archangel Michael is still speaking. The divine atmosphere will keep deepening. Every paragraph is meant to hold the reader close and never let the soul go back to sleep again. We continue now. No headings, no pause, only flow. You are becoming something you've never seen before in yourself, and that's why it's uncomfortable. That's why the old ways don't work anymore, because they were never meant to carry the weight of the light you're about to walk in. What used to satisfy you will no longer touch your spirit. What used to distract you will start feeling unbearable. And the people you used to cling to, some will quietly fall away, not because you're losing, but because you're being elevated. You prayed for divine connection, didn't you? You asked for realness, for truth, for a love that feels like recognition, but beloved, that love can't find you if you're still hiding behind old versions of yourself. So let them fall. Let it all fall. The masks, the pretending, the performance. I'm not here for the version of you you think you have to be. I'm here for the version you already are in heaven. The divine can only meet the authentic. So come naked before God. Come raw. Come exactly as you are in this moment, with your doubts, your exhaustion, your disbelief. You don't need to fix anything to open this portal. Your yes is stronger than your shame. Your surrender is louder than your fear. And this, right now, is the place where the sudden shift begins. I was always going to come back for you. Even if you skipped the message 1,000 times, I'd keep knocking. I would never stop reaching for you, not because you're weak, but because you're waking up. And waking up always starts with one question: what if I didn't miss it? What if the best hasn't passed? Let me answer that. You didn't miss it. You're not too late. You're right on time for a holy reversal. There's a reason your soul feels more sensitive this week. A reason everything seems louder, heavier, more exposed. That's not a breakdown, it's a breaking open. You're being prepared for a moment of divine contact, a moment where the unexpected happens, not in chaos, but in clarity. Something will shift, and when it does, it will feel like all the puzzle pieces finally drop into place at once. You'll say, "This is what I was waiting for. This is what I knew was coming." And the funny thing is, the external world won't be able to explain it. People will think it happened suddenly, but you'll know it was being built in silence the whole time. This message is not about one day, it's about a spiritual contract that activates now. And this contract carries protection, provision, and partnership. The people you need will find you, the resources will align, the path will unfold in ways you could never have planned. But it requires one thing from you: obedience to the energy of your own soul. You must stop second guessing your knowing. You must stop betraying your intuition to please the illusion of stability. You must stop lowering your light to stay relatable, because what's coming will not be gentle with your smallness. It will be kind, but not comfortable. It will require all of you, your truth, your power, your softness, your faith, and yes, your full decision to no longer live a life half-lived. July 14th will mark a spiritual turning point in your timeline. It is already echoing through realms that don't follow clocks. The angels are not watching time, they are watching alignment. And right now, your alignment is glowing. Even if you don't feel ready, even if you're scared, even if you're doubting every word I'm saying, that doesn't matter, because your spirit knows. And when your spirit agrees, heaven responds. There are blessings with your name on them that didn't disappear. They just needed you to vibrate at their frequency. And now you're getting close. That's why the enemy's louder. That's why your mind has been racing. That's why the pressure increased. Not because you're failing, but because you're almost there. You're being tested one last time. Do you trust the unseen more than the familiar? Will you choose surrender over control? Will you let go of what you think you're losing so you can receive what is truly yours? Say yes, even trembling. Say yes, even tired. Say yes, even if it costs you your comfort. Is your yes is the door, and I will be standing on the other side. I, Archangel Michael, was assigned to war for your light, not because you're fragile, but because your soul is rare. You are carrying codes that this world has forgotten, and the moment you fully embody them, everything around you will feel different. You will not have to force things to work. You will not have to convince people to stay. You will not chase anymore. you will attract, you will draw in what matches your frequency. Because when heaven flows through you, the right things cannot miss you. But for that to happen, you must allow what's leaving to leave. Those friendships, the plans, the identities that no longer serve you, they are falling away so your higher life can take root. It may feel like loss, but it's not. It's preparation, and every tear you cry in this process is collected by heaven and turned into glory. Yes, beloved, even your tears are sacred currency. You were never meant to do this alone. That's why I've never stopped visiting you, even when you couldn't hear me, even when you denied you were spiritual, even when you tried to numb the pull. I came in the dreams, in the music, in the coincidences, in the numbers, in the words that made you stop and say, wait, that feels like it's for me, as it was for you. All of it. Heaven has been arranging breadcrumbs along your path this entire time, and now you follow them here to this moment, to this message, to this activation, and the next steps will begin to show themselves rapidly. Not because you finally figured it out, but because you finally surrendered to what your soul knew all along. It's your time now. Not someday, not when you're healed, not when you have proof. Now that you've heard the whisper, I need you to stay awake. This isn't a message to be remembered once and forgotten tomorrow. This is not something to screenshot and store away. This is a living vibration. It doesn't exist in the lines you just read. It exists in the space between your heartbeats right now. The frequency of what you just received is still in the room with you. It's around you. It's inside you. It's becoming you. And someone is on the way. You may not see it yet, but there is a divine appointment approaching. I cannot show you the form. It's meant to surprise you. That's part of the gift. But I can tell you this. You'll feel it when it arrives. It will not feel like panic. It will not feel like fear. It will feel like truth, a strange kind of certainty you cannot explain, but you will know. It may look ordinary on the surface, but your soul will feel the electricity of heaven moving through it. And in that moment, say yes again. Even if your voice shakes, even if it scares you, even if it doesn't make sense, say yes, because this one decision will open 1,000 unseen doors. I'm not asking for perfection. I'm asking for permission. Permission to guide, permission to protect, permission to reroute the things you thought you needed so you can finally receive the things that were made for you. Because you are not here to survive life. You are here to live it in full alignment with heaven's design. I know your mind wants proof. I know it wants signs, numbers, flashes in the sky, but that's not how this comes. This time, it will arrive wrapped in silence, in intuition, in divine flow. You'll notice the way things shift, the way conversations change, the way people you forgot about return out of nowhere, the way delays suddenly dissolve, the way you start to feel without evidence that everything is finally moving. That's not luck. That's not random. That's prophecy maturing. That's the seed of your prayers breaking open through the soil of time. Those what this message activated. And there's more. There's always more. But it can only reach you if you stay tuned in. Is while you're waiting for the miracle is waiting for you to remain available. You cannot go back now. Not after this, not after remembering. Your yes created ripples in the field, in your body, in the matrix of energy that wraps around every breath you take. And because of that yes, you've entered a different orbit. The things that once ignored you will now be drawn to you. Not because you chased them, but because you aligned. You don't need to chase anymore. Your frequency is doing the work, and your stillness is creating openings. Your belief is broadcasting light into dimensions you've never even seen. I've gone before you. I've cleared paths you haven't even stepped on yet. I've spoken your name into spaces you never knew existed. I've whispered to hearts that are meant to bless you. I've recoded timelines to protect you from what you thought you wanted. Beloved, heaven doesn't give you what you want. Heaven gives you what will awaken you. And the awakening has begun. That's why you feel like crying right now. That's why your body's trembling even though you're not cold. That's why your heart is full without any reason. Because heaven is here. Because you are in it. Because you are becoming what you already are in the eyes of God. No longer lost. No longer waiting. No longer unsure. You are seen. You are held. You are heard, and you are now activated. There's no going back to the version of you that needed validation. That version was just a bridge, a character you played to survive. But now you step into embodiment, into your divine form, into your true light. You are no longer the seeker. You are the answer. You are no longer the beggar. You are the invitation. You are no longer the one outside the gate. You are the gate. To walk like it, speak like it, breathe like it. Even when the world forgets, you remember. Even when the mirror lies, you remember. Even when the doubt whispers again, you remember. Because this message was not just to inform you, it was sent to mark you. And now you carry it. There's one more thing you must know. The unexpected event I spoke of, it will not feel like drama, it will feel like decision. It may come as a message, a dream, a reunion, an opportunity, a shift so sudden that you will have only a few seconds to decide whether to shrink or rise. You'll know it's divine because everything in you will recognize the moment, even if it scares you. And I beg you, choose light, choose expansion, choose the path that feels like freedom, not familiarity, because this is your moment. The timeline shift is real. You are standing at the edge of a new world within you. And when you step into it, your entire life will rewire itself to match what you've finally chosen to believe. That you are holy, that you are powerful, that you are supported, that you are never alone.
He's not just watching, he's waiting. And when he speaks, the winds shift. So take this moment as scared. Read slow. Feel it. Because this This could be the moment everything changes. This could be the miracle in disguise. Now, listen, Michael. Want to speak, and I promise you, every single word is written in the ink of love. You made it. You stayed. You listened when heaven whispered, and that alone has already shifted your entire field. The moment you open this message, the divine respond, not because you're perfect, not because you did everything right, but because your heart said yes. So don't rush away now. Don't treat this like any other moment. You don't just read something, you remembered something. A part of you has come back online, a scared part that knows how are you, why you are here, and what's coming next. If this stirred you, it's not coincidence, that's confirmation. And if your soul is still buzzing, still burning, still wide open, then don't close it again. Stay connected, stay close, keep your soul subscribed to the language of heaven because Archangel Michael is not done. God's not done. This is just a being. So, if you feel it, even the tiniest full, let it grow. Say it quickly or say it boldly. I am listening now. I am ready. Keep sending the light, and the light will keep coming again and again and again. Right when you need it most. Until then, I'm still here, watching, loving, guiding. You never miss the end and message. You were the message, and now the miracle moves.